Hi, welcome to SBR Videos. I'm Peter Loshak. This is the Oddly Enough show that we do with Swingin Johnson every week. And for NFL season, we've all decided that Swingin's just going to give us his NFL picks every week. Now we're looking ahead to NFL Week 3. And in Week 2, I actually didn't have time to track Swingin's picks, but I remember that he gave us 3 underdogs in the last show last week. So I'm just going to assume that those picks went 0-3 against the spread. Swingin Johnson, thanks for being back with us. How'd you do last week?
Loshak! Well, I'll tell you what, baby. We went 2-1, so
nice.
I am in fuego as I stand erectly this afternoon at 4-1 on the young season and ready to make our listeners more money, and more money, my brother.
Are you like stealing your picks from that Microsoft computer that's giving NFL picks this year? Is that how you're doing this, Swingin Johnson?
You'd be talking about the Cortana.
Right,
and
right,
yes,
right,
I
right.
do write about that each and every Friday, as a matter of fact. I kind of tell you what the results were from the last week and what they're going to be this coming week. But no, these are homegrown picks, baby.
Unbelievable. Homegrown, organic, hydroponic picks grown in the garden. That is Swingin Johnson's brain. All right. Well, look, hey, I'm sold. This is far from the first time that you've given us winning picks. You've actually kind of been under the radar, giving us awesome picks on everything, soccer, Emmys, all that stuff. So I'm very happy to hear what you have to say for NFL Week 3. What do you have for us this week, Swingin?
Okay, well, you know what? It's kind of funny because Cowboys 1-1 straight up and 1-1 against the number versus the Rams. Same thing, 1-1, 1-1. I struck pay dirt with both of these teams last week, but I've got to pick one, baby, and that team would be the Dallas Cowboys. Now, you know, it's kind of funny when I think of these teams. You think of a prolific Dallas offense, and I know people, they like to tear Tony Romo apart, and I get it. But you know what? I'm thinking of the Dallas offense, and it's supposed to be playing a rugged St. Louis defense. The Cowboys, they got 17 points against the alleged elite defense of the Niners, and they chalked up 26 points last week against the Titans. Now, the Rams defense, okay, they surrendered 27 of 34 total points against the Vikings in Week 1. The other 7 points was a pick 6 by the Vikings run back. So the defense actually gave up 27. And then they allowed 17 points to a pedestrian at best Tampa Bay offense. So I'm thinking to myself, now you've got Dallas, okay, Dallas coming in. And Dallas is certainly better than either one of those teams. And I'm looking at the Rams offense, who have averaged only 12.5 points per game. Can they match the Cowboys offensively? And I understand you can take shots at the Cowboys defense, but don't forget they only allowed 10 points on the road last week to the Titans. So how bad are they really? And the Rams, they've got that third-string quarterback, Austin Davis, under the center. You know what? To me, it looks like Dallas. Dallas 21-11 ATS is an underdog since 2009. Underdog is 45-18 against the spread in Cowboys games since 2010. And they did open as a dog, but now they are a slight favorite. So I'm playing the Dallas Cowboys -1 for 4 units.
All right, well, what can I say? That was my initial thought as well in that game. The only thing that makes me nervous is when you were given that pause where you announce your pick, there was zero doubt in my mind what the pick was. It was definitely going to be Dallas Cowboys. That makes me nervous because, you know, it's an obvious pick that everyone is going to be, on. It seems like there's obvious value there, but we saw that last week with other picks like the Bills, a bunch of other games that turned out to be just easy winners. So I'm agreeing with you. Dallas seems like the side with decent value. All right, what's your second pick, Swingin Johnson?
Well, you know, the second pick, talk about giving me cause for pause, you know, in this regression to the mean NFL parity that we always have to deal with. I'm looking at the Texans 2-0 straight up, 2-0 against the spread versus the Giants at home, 0-2 straight up, 0-2 against the spread. And I'm just scratching my head, man, because Texans opened up as 3-point favorites. Now they're down to about 2, I guess, somewhere around there, 1.5 in some shops. And I'm thinking to myself, why? I mean, the Texans, granted, who did they beat? They beat the Redskins. Redskins looked pretty good last week, but they also beat the Raiders, who are absolutely woeful. I get it, okay? And I'm not ready to anoint them as the Cinderella story this year, particularly after their dismal season last year, but they're definitely better. I understand that Clowney is going to be sidelined 4 to 6 weeks. He's not going to be there. But then I look at the Giants, and I'm thinking to myself, what possibly could make you really like the Giants? You know, they've lost both of their games. They've scored 14 points in each game. They've just been dominated. I think that the Houston Texans should beat this team, and I'm hoping that they're going to beat them by a field goal or better. It looks too obvious to me. That's why I'm only going to play Houston for two units, because when it looks too good to be true, it usually is.
It's not just that they don't really have the talent or the chemistry; they don't seem to have the fight at this point in the season. And teams like Houston, they'll start trading punches, and the Giants are going to give in much sooner than Houston will give in right now. Houston's a team with optimism and a live roster. So I'm agreeing with you, Swingin Johnson. All right, what's your third pick?
Okay, well, the last game on the board for me is the Vikings versus the Saints. And call me Chalky Von Chakowitz or Joe Q Public, but man, oh man, I cannot conceive of a world where Monday morning we wake up and the Saints are 0-3 at home against the Vikings. Can't see it. I cannot see it at all. I mean, you can take your shots at the Saints defense. I understand that. No question about it. But we're talking about the Minnesota Vikings. And the key, everybody talks about Adrian Peterson not being there to run the ball. Well, you know what? There's another facet, another dimension that he brings to that offense, and that's being a decoy, which allows Matt Castle that extra second to check off his receivers. You saw Matt Castle last week. He got absolutely swarmed by the New England Patriots and was locking on to one receiver and one receiver only, a la Drew Bledsoe of the early aughts. And I'll tell you what, man, he just does not look at anyone else once he finds his guy. And he was in mortal fear last week. And I'm just telling you, I cannot see him trading punches with Drew Brees. And I know that they're saddled with about a 10-point handicap here. But you know what? I think the Saints win, and they win big.
All right, Swingin Johnson, thanks so much, and we'll talk to you again next week.
The SBR Network offers free sports picks and game breakdowns, big money free betting contests year-round, a real-time Vegas-style odds monitoring service, and much more. So come see for yourself. To stay updated on SBR news and promotions, follow us on Twitter, Facebook, and Google+, and do be sure to subscribe to the Sportsbook Review YouTube channel to catch all our daily sports shows.